What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 9 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Dare Talk, I mean Sceolan / Winterheart Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we had some absolutely amazing fights with the Dare Talk, in particular fighting off just boundless numbers of harpies and the Dark Elves of the Harbingers of Pain, as well as a rather nice fight for the Sisters of Twilight, a proper debut for them as they faced off against a very strong Dark Elven force. Now, speaking of the Sisters of Twilight, let's move you in. The Cult of Pleasure has declared war on us, and sooner rather than later, especially considering the anti-player bias, the enemy will move towards us, so we will have to, intercept them. Sceolan has also defeated the rats of the I don't remember. Ashen Clan Nest, yes I do remember, and is thus going to move towards the jungles of Qian, out of which he will use the world routes to travel. Is there any reason to land? I don't think so. Alright, let's just go this way then.
Your orders are acceptable.
I doubt that there's an island here. Any islands on the way? It would have been nice. I would have also loved to have moved down the coastline and... Okay, for a second I thought he was going to suffer attrition. Moved down the coastline and attacked this, but I think we'll leave somebody else to do it. There's a lot of enemies here. Slaanesh, Khorne, Vampire Coast, and Greenskins, who have a pretty darn big territory as well. Ooh, and they're fighting the Golden Order now. Interesting. Tremendously interesting. Also, before I forget, we need to trade these. Oh, they're willing to go into defensive alliance even without Tiger Cage Isle. Well, you know what? We'll do the defensive alliance then, and we'll maybe save Tiger Cage Isle. What we really don't want is for them to take Sartorn, though, so we do got to be careful about that. Oh, they're ignoring Slaanesh and fighting Khorne. Interesting. Might not be the best of ideas, and what the heck? Who owns this territory? Dread of Calibat, who I take it you are not at war with. Huh. These places are just going to get rebellions, and that's not going to help. Just don't lose these territories, please. We need you to act as our buffer zone. Hold the gates of Calith, lest we be forced to hold them for you. And you won't like it if we do. Anyway, Dare Talk. You are going to head towards Morakot and besiege it, last territory of these Dark Elves after all, and we will build some siege equipment, but I'm 99% sure that they will sally out, especially considering it says Valiant Defeat or whatever it said. But I have pretty good confidence in Dare Talk's capabilities. You sisters are actually going to go into ambush stance, and I believe that's all we got in this particular turn. Money's still quite the problem, so we can't upgrade our expensive trees, but we can build other things. Maybe we should actually build the Roots of Gairan here. Well, actually we should, but only after the Azrai Forge is completed, so we'll just wait. And oh wow, you're still suffering negative public order. Witchwood, we deleted something in order to build something else, but damn me if I remember what it was. We could do an Azrai Forge here as well, which would reduce the cost of this thing. And we could do the Artisan's Nexus, which is growth for all provinces as well. Both are good options. Oh. Or we could temporarily go for the Grove of the Horse in order to get additional Sisters of the Thorn. You know what? I'm gonna say start with the Craftsman's Tree. It's growth faction-wide, and growth is pretty darn important to us, so yeah, we'll do that. Alright, that looks good, at least for now. Unassigned skill points, damage building is in Tiger Cage, and that will be of no consequence, since we are going to be transferring it eventually, for money. And Guardians of Calith, you actually have a worthwhile outpost to be building. So North Fortress is tied up, unfortunately. Let's do South Fortress. No access to your... Do you have any other capital territories? Okay, wait. Maybe here, around Apura. I'm just thinking this might get attacked by Chaos and doesn't have walls, whereas this does. Alright, well, Frost Phoenixes, hopefully we can get you. And possibly a few other things. We also need a proper Cathan ally now that the other ones are dead. We're going to hopefully try to ally with the western provinces, who aren't doing too bad. Alright. And I believe that's an end turn, unless I'm mistaken. We have 2 places that can build stuff, and in neither one do we want to actually build stuff as yet. So, skip, end turn. And we besieged, so the enemy should certainly sally out.
You have been granted access to the halls of Atylwyth.
Mazda, you want a defensive alliance? I'd love to. I'm just 99% sure that you're dead, so there's no point right now, as it'll just piss off more factions. Not that we really care all that much. The nice thing about the Wood Elves is that their minimal numbers of territories are pretty darn defensible. Considerably more so, I would say, than the Beastmen's territories. Alright, now, where are the Dark Elves? They should definitely sally. Unless the auto-resolve is lying. Which is a distinct possibility, not gonna lie, but it feels like they will. Yes, they will. Pyrrhic victory, casualties high, but they'll sally anyway. Good for them. And they have Bloody Sacrifice, but they don't have that annoying Demonette summon, so we should be good. Go. Huh. It sounded like Dertok said Drakira, but I'm not entirely sure. It almost sounded like Drakira. Curious if that was indeed the case. I'm gonna try to listen closer to what the tree men say prior to the battle. But anyway, I know that they say Arboris enchant, which enchanted tree, which is kind of an odd thing to say when you're an enchanted tree, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'm not an enchanted tree. Go figure. Anyway, here we go. Been really enjoying fighting the Dark Elves. You know, I've actually been really enjoying the surprising amount of variety that we've gotten even in the early game of this particular campaign. It seems like every couple of episodes we switch to a different enemy type, as in an enemy faction. And I've been having a pretty great time with it. Anyway, I digress. Over on the right flank, we have some Dark Riders moving in, but unfortunately they get met by one of the malevolent treemen in the forest, and at least partially pincushioned by our Glade Guard. Speaking of getting pincushioned, we now focus the Blackguard of Nagaron, just so that they cannot close the distance so well, and we're going to make sure that they have a bad time by popping an Overcast Dwellers below right in the midst of them, slowing them down even further in combination with the Poison, dropping them to 11 speed. And destroying them pretty soundly, while severely damaging, if not outright destroying, one of the units of Blackguard Corsairs as well. Lovely. Otherwise, I did hide the Dryads this time in this copse of trees, but it looks like they were found by another unit of Blackguard of Nagaron, and we can't fight that. Tier 1 versus the Blackguard. We're just going to have to back off instead, but that's fine. If the Blackguard and Nagaron waste their time chasing the Dryads, it's time to destroy, or gives us time to destroy, the rest of the enemy army. Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, and Blackguard Corsairs have arrived in the main line, and they're having a difficult time getting through our Treekin, just like pretty much anything would, while the enemy Death Hag has led them to their doom, and herself to her doom as well, as she is being attacked by both the Ancient and irregular Malevolent Treemen. And it looks like with that, the Death Hag is crushed, and there goes the enemy Lord. In the meantime, we switch our range fire from the melee units to the range units, taking out the Blackguard Corsairs with handbows, as their anti-large arrow fire, handbow fire, would probably not be so good on the main line here. But with them destroyed, we can soon switch to the Dark Shards, shielded or not. The enemy Lord has also been found by one of our units of Eagles, though if you guys could just not block each other off, that'd be just fantastic. And we're actually going to swap them out with the other unit of Eagles, because that other unit has a lot more HP, and these guys can give chase to one of the Dark Shards instead. Bleed, plus the fact that Dark Shards are atrocious in melee, much worse than our own Glade Guard, will mean they are booking it on out of there soon, and the enemy Lord is defeated as well. Lovely. Went the way of the Death Hag. And with the fall of the enemy Lord, the enemy army is destroyed as well. The Blackguard of Nagaron wasted their time chasing around the hurt Dryads until they got close enough to our range units, at which point we slowed them down and popped with a Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma from our Branch Wraith, and then focused them down with all of our range units. Lovely. That went very well. Shockingly well. Although admittedly the terrain was at least somewhat in our favor. Or we made it be in our favor. I guess it could have been in the enemy's favor too. But anyway, a lovely fight. Alright, there we go. Obviously the fast movers escaped, but otherwise their tug did fantastic, and the enemy army is pretty much destroyed. We have basically no treasury rewards, so we're gonna abduct the captives and heal what we can. Probably should also throw a few names in there while we're at it. Let's do that in a second. Assuming there's no other attacks, Leofric wants us to join war against Khorne. We will. Soon. Shortly. Worry not. And faction destroyed Vicinland and Nullen. Yeah, I don't think we're saving the Empire, guys. Not that they're our problem. Where did these guys appear? Skullfest Warherd? I like that. Tech Thief, Eagle, no, but you've been doing a great job nonetheless. And did this punt us out of the... Huh. Maybe it did, which means you can steal tech again. At least there's that. Alrighty, Dare Talk, you... Ooh. Do you have enough movement range? Wait, why is your movement range still terrible? It should be maxed out. Because you... Okay, I don't know what the heck is up with that.
Eternal devotion.
Can we risk this? If we don't have enough movement range, Leofric will then steal Morakot. Do we care about Morakot? Maybe. It does have a port, so we would be able to actually generate some cash out of it. Actually, the same is probably true for the little line of stuff that we got here. Gonna have to give that some thought, but we'll do so in a minute. You, first of all, you have to head towards the jungles of Qian, which means... Oh, I don't want to trespass through these guys' territory, but I don't think we have a choice. I guess if we trespass, it'll be better to trespass here. What's the likelihood we can... Oh, hello. Oh, there's the Skullfest Warherd. Close to us, but not so close that they're a concern. How is Nakai looking? Reichland, yeah, you're on the way out, guys. Sorry. Spirit of the Jungle, still no. What if we declare war on these two factions? Then you would, but then we'd have two more factions that we'd have to deal with quite annoyingly here. Certainly something to think about. Ooh, new tech, yes. Let's complete Lilith the Maiden as we're trying to go all the way towards Assyrian the Creator in order to get that construction cost reduction. That's good. That's a very, very good. Dread of Caliban, I wonder if they're trying to go for Sartorn. Hey, you've taken it. Yeah, these guys are doing pretty good. Although, you're gonna die out here. You've got nothing. Well, we're probably not moving to help them as yet. I wonder if these guys are going to take the territories here. They, as we saw, have some good armies. Anyway, do we risk this? Do we risk sacking this? Oh, man. Don't screw me on this game. Oh, and the little remnants of the army escaped. It's almost like sieges don't exist anymore. Why would you stop sieging? Alright, auto-resolve. And gotta get that Tulls in. Alright, sack. Something. Oh, damn it. Of course, just as we wanted to stop moving, this thing comes up. Yes, we will confederate Talzin. Orion has heard of your exploits and is impressed by your show of strength. He sends word that he is open to joining you in a confederation. Alternatively, you can blah 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 confederate. Stop. Okay, good. And you do have enough movement range. Good. Alright, so we will occupy Morakot as the first thing. Then we will take a look at what this says. Ariel and Isha have long been one and the same, their desires merged into a single whole. Orion's personality, however, is a melding not only of Kurnus, but also of the last elf whose flesh was chosen to bear Kurnus' spirit. The one selected by the Wild Riders on the eve of the last vernal equinox was a particularly combative individual, whose love for warmongering and the forest's defense was said to exceed that of any of his peers. With that in mind, it will take a little more than some displays of martial prowess to garner the approval of the current manifestation of the King in the Woods, who could become a most valuable ally. Inedri Eternos is now ours, and as is Tolzin. And short victory completed. Yes, hero capacity, please. Hero capacity is tough, man. It's tough. Yeah, I'm not wasting money on repairing you right now. Alright, we're gonna have to deal with the Confederation thing. really want to ally with Nakai. But I also don't want to defend these territories. We could... honestly, I would give them to either one of these if I knew who would be victorious, but they're locked in an eternal war. And until that happens, I guess we're just going to have to continue ignoring them. Oh well. Dare talk. Magnificent work, my friend. Magnificent. Anyway, Ara, you are ready to move out, aren't you? Alright, so first things first, is Lev still alive? It is. It is. For how much longer remains to be seen. Now, this army should have aerial in it, but we don't right now, which is going to be something of an issue. I mean, I guess if we move both our armies up here and just split off, because this is just terrible all over the place. Oh, wow. What do we have going on here? Looks like we're surrounded by... What is this? Oh, there go our hero capacities. What do you have? I don't like that. Goodbye. What about you?
Defender of the
While we're here. Destructive. I don't like that either. Goodbye. And what about you? You have melee and missiles, weapon damage for accompanying lured and coordinated... Okay, I do like you, Glade Captain. And you have Dance of Loic, which is good. Yes, alright. Somebody worth keeping. Now, Orion is alive. He, by the looks of it, has lost his original stack, though. Dodan here is a Leaf Song Scion, which is quite nice. Obviously the cooldown to spells is meh, but ward save for the entire army is lovely. Do you have any items? You do not. You will be reset then.
Reshaper of forests.
I'm sure we will have use for you. Do we have no landmark at Kingsglade? I could have sworn there used to be a landmark at Kingsglade. Am I crazy, or didn't there used to be one? Huh? I'm almost completely sure there used to be a landmark here. Weird. And in all of these.
The waker of trees.
Huh. Odd. Tremendously odd. But what can you do? Ryan, head into Kingsglade. We're gonna have to get you an army. 40,000? Yeah, as much as I'd love to pay Warhammer 40,000 gold for Oak of Ages, it's a little much. Unlocks Confederation missions for Arguelon, Tulzin, and Heralds of Air. Thanks, game. We already have those. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to let that slide for a moment. Orion, you're probably... Oh, damn, I shouldn't have... I just realized we're gonna have to reset you. Yep. AI. What is this? At least it got Ancient Bark, but still terrible. Do you have anything faction-wide? Punishes movement range after raising a settlement. Alright, we'll have him raise some settlements. Hunter's Javelins, bonus versus large. He obviously has the... Oh, he just has charge bonus and weapon strength for Cav. He doesn't have reduction for Wild Riders, like a upkeep reduction for them? Let's just... Oh, there it is. I knew you'd be there. So until we have this, there isn't much of a point in recruiting them, because you can recruit them significantly cheaper. Construction costs for military, ammunition for Lord's Army. Oh, that probably means we want to combine that with some range units. Alright, fair enough. And we do have Wild Rider capacity. And we got additional Sisters of the... Oh, now we have additional Sisters of the Thorn capacity. Game, thanks. And we got Eagle capacity. Yeah, okay, we're not gonna delete any of the stuff here yet. We will eventually, but not yet. And just because we got all these capacities that I would like to make use of. Branch Wraith, Root Strider, Grove Guardian. We'll probably need one of these for Durthu. And decent likelihood we'll need one of them for Dryka as well.
Consider yourself.
I want to double check Confederation. Okay, nothing. And ooh, hello. Lots of trading available, but is there value in trading with other Wood Elves right now? I think maybe we could trade with Reichland. Yeah. Look, we could trade with them until they die. They probably will. It's just that the Wood Elves will get confederated anyway, so we probably won't get too much value out of trading with them. Alright. Yeah, as always with the Confederations, there is a lot of stuff to think about. Is the Recruiter available?
Ready to serve.
You're rank 2. Actually, if we could get another Warden of the Weald as a second Recruiter, like you... Hello! Wait, did we reset you? Oh, you were wounded, but you need to be reset. Darn. I guess we could use you as a recruiter for now and then reset you, because we actually want recruiters in 2 locations. Alright, we'll deal with this in a second. Alright, so first of all, we have 1 turn until the Warhawk Crags are ready. Here we will get, I guess... I think this is the only option, isn't it? There's a rank 3 one. Alright, well, we'll start with you, and we'll reset you after. And, oh, wow, you have a billion items? Oh, no. Okay, we gotta double check. Okay, no Elven Steed. And we'll reset you after. You're another Spellweaver. Oh, this is Colas. Oh, we don't need to reset you. Oh, whoops. I assumed that this was transferred. Oh, I shouldn't have taken your items. We'll use you as an actual lord at some point. Well, too late now. My bad. Alright, Earthblood and Shield of Thorns is what we want to do here. You can still recruit, though. Let's get 1, 2, 3, and then we'll build Hawk Riders next turn. This is going to get expensive very quickly. Alright, and then Orion... I'm going to want another Warden of the Weald here. We're going to transfer your stuff to them. I guess we'll use Recruiter, regular Recruiter for this. Go in here. Help Tolson grow. Go for Inspiring Presence. You will transfer all of your troops until you're ready. And, ooh, you don't have all of your quest items. In fact, you have just the Horn of the Wild Hunt, meaning we got 2 free quest battles out of you. Alright, that'll be fun. Reset for now, though, buddy. You'll be back. Alrighty. What kind of army would we want with him? I mean, I guess we don't have to recruit for now. You could just sit there. I have to figure this out afterwards. Since he does buff range units, we'll want something rangy. We could put, like, a few limited Way Watchers in there. And I guess Orion is himself a ranged unit lord. Anyway, Deep Roots. You are going to Griffin Wood. Like so. We got 4 turns of a cooldown. There's Droika. Azeroth the Forgotten and Droika. Yeah, without Ariel, this is going to be a problem. I would like you to move up here. You can trespass in Dwarfen territory. In fact, you can raid Dwarfen territory. We'll try to take Vitevo. And, ooh, whoa, 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 what do we have here? Oh, no. Just as we got here. It looks like the Igor was going to get wiped out by Azazel. We could march stance, but then somebody might declare war on us. You know what? Go into regular stance, I think. We're just going to have to not care about Draika's...
Anything is possible.
And just Draika being pissed off about all this in general. Go into ambush stance. Try to march here. I fear that this place won't survive, but who knows, maybe it might. They don't like us very much either, but if we give them all of Draika's territory, they'll be, you know, much happier. Alrighty. That's decided. Sisters of Twilight, you're up next. I believe we need to take Bleakhold Fortress, but not... Oh. We'll need to sack it and then go into raiding stance, because, yeah, if we want to try to revive Mother Ostankia, I guess that's what we're going to try to do. Alright, go to Bleakhold then, and I believe we'll have to fight this. Yes, indeed, we will. Valiant defeat, eh? Gotta love those Dark Elf garrisons. Harganath Executioners, Cold One Dread Knights, and Blackguard of Naggarond. Go.
For the forest! For the queen in the woods! For all Atylwyth!
Alrighty, here we go. I don't imagine that we're going to have a difficult time here at all. The Wood Elves are one of the factions that have a tremendous advantage in these minor settlement battles. Like, what's the enemy gonna do against the sheer amount of range firepower we have? Nothing, that's what. Anyway, get a couple nice volleys into the enemy Dark Shards and then send a summoned unit of Eagles towards them just so that they can no longer fire. All the while, Swift Shiver Shards and other range fire and drops down amongst them and hits them in the back where their shields are useless. Gotta love that directional shielding. The explosive tower here has done a little bit of damage now, taking out a few of our Deepwood scouts, and maybe I should have waited rather than sending them immediately into combat, but fortunately the tower will be torn down by our aerial units, and thus we won't have to worry about it anymore. Lovely. Another unit of Dark Shards is here and is also having a pretty bad day as the Swift Shiver Shards retarget it, and the Hawk Riders fly overhead and drop in more fire upon them, but this is an unshielded unit and would have had a bad time anyway. As in, regardless of the direction of those arrows came from. Lovely. Also, before I forget, in case I didn't mention it already, because I probably forgot, engagement threshold continues. Hope you guys aren't tired of the double episodes, and if you are not, we're going to say, if we maintain the streak of this time, lower it to 300 likes and 50 comments, for the next couple of days we will do another double episode. Maybe on Wednesday, maybe on Friday, maybe on Saturday, whichever one I have time for, but the streak has to be maintained up to that time, so do keep that in mind if you've been enjoying the double episodes. Anyway, now these Swift Shiver Shards are dropping amongst all the enemy range units as the main priority targets, but there are melee units moving in now, executioners as well as some dread spears. We're going to do our best to slow them down. Right in the midst of them, we will summon another unit of eagles, which will block them off, and then drop many a Swift Shiver Shard upon them. The enemy, however, will hit us back with whatever that was, some kind of ability, doing a little bit of damage to us, and we're going to hit them right back with a nice cold blizzard to the face. And I don't think the executioners are walking out of that one. Train all your life to be able to kill your enemy with a single blow with that Drake weapon, but you can't kill a blizzard, at least not this way. Well, down they go. Alrighty, and with the 2 units of executioners destroyed, it looks like a unit of bleak swords will follow up, but the bleak swords are too weak and aren't going to take too much in the way of range fire. Ooh, another nice hit from Anestra and Arhan towards the enemy Dark Shards. And it looks like the enemy Cold One Dread Knights are going to move on in just as the Murderous Prowess activates. We hit the Cold One Dread Knights with a nice arrow of Kurnus, but it does look like they will rush through the Eagles rather than being engaged, which means we're going to have to touch down with our dragon and our non-summoned eagles in order to make sure that they can't kill too many of our Deepwood Scouts. That said, the Deepwood Scouts can still fire over their friends' heads and still knock a few of these very rare mace cav off of their Are these the only? Are the Cold One Dread Knights the only mace cav in the game? Are there any other mace cav? I guess lizards and ogres maybe use clubs and other such things, or do crushers use great weapons? You have single-handed mace. Well, Cold One Dread Knights are mace and shield, right? I guess the great weapons could be like a maul or something, which is kind of... But anyway, not important. I just like these guys. And they're very good units, especially in SFO. But as long as they can't close the distance, which we're going to try to stop again by engaging them, even the mage is going to engage them just to prevent them from attacking our units. Fortunately, the choke point is working very well for us in this particular battle. And it looks like another unit of Cold One Dread Knights is destroyed. Unfortunately for us, they and this other unit routed through our units, and here you can see the piles of dead units of Deepwood Scouts as the AI used the Dark Conduit ability to explode some of our units by sacrificing their own. Anyway, a unit of Blackguard of Nagaron is going to attempt to close the distance this time, but similar to the executioners that came before them, they're going to eat a blizzard. It was a pretty nice shot, though, you gotta admit, of all the Blackguard of Nagaron dying. Can't see outside of the blizzard, and into the blizzard come all of those Swift Shiver Shards, which feels pretty appropriate. Don't have ice sheets available to us in this army, but by the looks of it, we didn't need them. Lovely. Last of the Blackguard of Nagaron are destroyed, and with them the AI has realized that they have no hope. I do believe their lord was also sniped by the Hawk Riders here, and the battle is very much ours, with pretty darn few in the way of losses. Alright, there we go. Very minimal losses, and those losses that we did get, we got in a pretty annoying way, in the sense that the enemy's routing units routed through our forces, and then the AI used the Dark Conduit Explosion ability, the Dark Elf Warp Bomb basically, on the routing units that were routing somehow through our forces. But what can you do? Anyway, this place has to be sacked, as if we're looking to revive a Stankia, this is where I believe, unless I'm mistaken, we have to do it. And oh, you're actually able to reach Forest of Arnheim as well? Huh. I guess we have to sack all of these territories at once and then raise Arnheim itself, because I'm not entirely sure whether we would have also have a defensive territory. Oh, it does. It's going to be exact same fight. Alright, I think we'll just manually fight this one because that's silly, but anyway. And we've already seen that exact fight, so we could just, you know, max speed through it. Yeah, I think we have to raise Arnheim. Maybe the Moon Shard as well, or occupy them, obviously, but, yeah, assuming we can get a Stankia to come back up. I guess we'll have to see. Alright, anything else we gotta do here? Who's this start again? Oh, right, this one. Yeah, melee and missile weapon damage. This is... you're gonna go into Orion's army. As soon as we have it, and as soon as I figure out what exactly I want to do with Orion's army. Which range units, which melee units to join the Wild Riders. I also don't want to go too crazy on the Wild Riders and Stag Knights, maybe no more than 6 units of cavalry. I think the Zotes will... oh, we can build Zotes now.
The Mother Goddess guides me.
Maybe we... oh, wow. Huh. These guys count as cavalry? Because they're in this tree, that's interesting. Too bad we can't get the things in the woods unless we, you know, manage to revive a Stankia. Well, interesting nonetheless. Anyway, this is what I wanted, the Ezra Armory. Stupidly expensive, but we're still recruiting, or gonna be recruiting here, and I believe there's another Ezra Armory to be completed here, and Jungles of Cheon, you will be upgrading yours next turn. I guess we'll start with the armories. Everything else is too expensive. Sad though it may be. And then I guess you can go for the growth for all provinces as well. And hey, more Warhawk Crags. Isn't that lovely? 40k. I wonder if this goes up. 40k. Well, we'll wait until spring and then maybe we'll upgrade it then. What are we at here? More Deep Roots, Winter. 4 more turns. Oh, we gotta rack up some cash in order to do that then. Skaven are also doing good, and they could jump to the Oak of Ages. But we shall see. Anyway, alright, we have to fight again. My bad, I almost forgot. You are not going to go into a stance, I think, just because we need the additional... yes, I have Kurnus. We need the additional... what's important here? We should try to get Prey of Anathrema. In fact, I think maybe Prey of Anathrema is more valuable than the second point in I have Kurnus. And then you, oh, you already have the second point in I have Kurnus. In fact, the basic and the advanced ones stack, so that works out well for us. Prey of Anathrema as well for you, and Hidden Paths. I'm not sure I care about that. Pick them off as range for Heroes Army, so we'll go through scouting ahead. Even though you will probably be deleted, or I might just keep you, I don't know, whatever. We'll see. You. Hopefully we don't get damaged, i.e. we maybe will not need Life of Isha right now. We have Arcane Conduit, Flock of Doom Spam is great. I'm going to say go for Pan's Impenetrable Pelt, which will come in handy. Like so, and then we'll fight. Also, I forgot what I was talking about. I interrupted myself like 3 times and I lost my train of thought, but all good, all good. The Empire's certainly been getting wiped out a lot lately too, hasn't it? It's not just me, right? Alright, I think we'll deploy where our icon is, and that's where we get deployed. Beautiful. Start, then we will do this. Wait, actually, we'll do this. Like so, maybe not too close. We'll put you guys up front, because there's a decent likelihood that the enemy attempts to charge. You're going to switch to Talon of Dusk. You 3 are going to be behind these 3. You 2 are going to be behind these 2. These 3, like so. We're going to turn off skirmish mode, and then the Hawk Riders will all float overhead. There's a tower, I believe, that will get built here, or somewhere close to it, so we will have these guys knock it out. And I believe that's all we gotta do for now, unless I'm mistaken. Start battle, you guys go after the tower, and no enemy units, which means you are going to go after it. And you guys are going to move up here. Scouts and... Oh, that damn tower's already attacking us. Tremendously rude. Alright, forward. And forward. I assumed incorrectly that the battle would start immediately. As in that the enemy wouldn't be all blobbed up around their main territory, or their capture point here, but all good. Alright, Hawk Riders, it's all you then. And you guys just stick around. Alright, reposition. Reposition. And reposition. You guys go here. Get ready to Prey of Anathrema, anybody who annoys you enough. And then you and you, I should make a group too. Group here, go here, you. Fine. Fire at the Hargoneth Executioners, I think. Hawk Riders, you guys go all the way out here and keep firing at whatever you can. Alright, speed up to max, and alright, now we need you to slow down the... Okay, never mind, they stop moving. Summon a flying unit. And now we could probably slow these guys down, or we could just Prey of Anathrema them. Whichever. All good. We can't fire away at them, though. You guys, turn off your skirmish mode, you can block these guys off. It might not be needed, though, you guys. Switch to armor-piercing shots rather than dual fire. You guys come back here, especially you. You can get an Air of Kurnus on these bleak swords as the executioners are done for, and then you wait until the enemy's damaged, like so, and fire off another Air of Kurnus. Beautiful. And how are we doing out here? You, fire upon... Oh, I didn't kill off the tower. My bad. I thought I had. Well, I'm stupid. Alrighty. Scouts, you've nearly destroyed this. Easy enough. I mean, it's a minor settlement fight. What do you expect? Alright, you guys start moving up. Don't go too hard, though. Sad Slaneshi gig. And you guys will move up right here. You. Get ready to go after the Dark Shards, please. And in fact, wait, can we... I was hoping they would all move together. Alright, you. Hover over the unit of Cold One Dread Knights, which we will need to Prey of Anathrema, but also to try to damage. You guys could just keep floating overhead. And, I don't know, there's a unit of Dark Shards over there. You can kill those as well. And you know what, maybe actually do pop this. Nah. They keep separating. I was hoping to hit more than one at once, but what can you do? Alright, you get ready to Prey of Anathrema these guys as soon as they get in range, like so. Beautiful. They're gonna die before they can do anything else, and Estranarhan will kill that unit, and not wasting the vortexes on a single unit, it's a waste. Alright, speed back up. Keep attacking, good, and then you float overhead, please, and that unit of Dark Shards needs to be destroyed, so you guys are gonna go float over it. Like so, aha! Wouldn't you know it? A few units move to... Just as I was about to pop that off, they move away. Cowards. How about now? Nope, still no. It's almost like the game knows that they're coming. Do we want to touch down briefly? Yeah, maybe. I do this anyway. Alright, and you summon another unit here, and you know what? No, I changed my mind. We'll do one of these, and then we will Prey of Anathrema. These guys are all stuck anyway. Winter's Heart, or Heart of Winter. You guys float overhead and then destroy this unit of Dark Shards like so. And there we go. Vortex is fine. Nobody's taken any damage of any significance. Our ammunition is running out, but should be fine. Alright, you move forward. Maybe get off one of these... arrow fires, and how are we doing otherwise? Ooh, no, don't get Dark Conduited again. Not falling for that a second time. Fool me twice and all that. And you wanna just get a breath going on these guys? Okay, kill off that last Dark Spear, Dread Spear rather. Alright, you wanna go and kill those Dark Shards? I know I go after those guys. Alright, everybody else looks good to me. And, frankly, oh, please don't Dark Conduit that one unit. I'm gonna be so salty if that's what happens. Somebody kill it. Anybody at all. There you go, alrighty. And up, and speed it up, and we are good. You guys are an arrow fire, and come on. We're still fighting. There we go. No problem at all. Battle. Alright, now we don't technically need to sack the place. I wonder if we should, though. Sacking causes more devastation, and I guess we could keep building that up until the place just starts rebelling. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Orgot's Demon Spew. The bastard king of Icehorn Peak vows to ascend into demonhood and claim his place within Nurgle's garden as the Earthfather's personal gardener. Alright, you... Ugh, tempted to raise it, but... Province instability at 1 point per turn. If we cede it, that's conquest penalty to us, right? Alright, so sack the place. Stop moving. Then go into raiding. And... Oh, I guess we'll need to just sack it again next turn. Free Dryad's Spy, though. Alright, minus 30. Not looking too bad. Arnheim will be... Oh, wow, you're not healing at all? That's unfortunate. Well, we can't do anything about that, so we're just going to have to keep fighting as we are then. Alright, that looks like an end turn to me. Skip, skip, skip damage building an outpost. Wait, was there somebody new that we could build an outpost with? We've done this one, that was the important one. I think not, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, I think we're fine. I double-checked Diplo, but I don't feel like it. So now, Scrag the Slaughterer will randomly declare war on... You're not even close... Well, I guess maybe you're close here, so sure. Call allies to help? Don't bother. I really dislike how allies will... Like, AI allies will randomly betray you. It basically means I never call allies to help in almost all campaigns. Because I'd really rather have their unit than their quote-unquote help. Quote-unquote, because most of the time the AI allies are pretty useless, but their units are nice, so you gotta keep them happy. Alright, will Kislev survive this turn, I wonder? Loesh's Indulgence will attack Guardians of Calith. Enter war inside of ally. I don't think we're particularly scared of Loesh's Indulgence. What is this? Oh, right, these guys. And goodbye to these guys, then. Free a little bit of healing. It's still winter for the forest spirits. And what is this? Dread of Calibad will also attack the Guardians of Calith. Alright, well that's a bunch of new wars. I guess that's more stuff for Dare Talk to do then. Alright, sacrifice to Mathlan. Clan Angerin destroyed. Harbingers of Pain, we know we destroyed them. Wintertooth and Worldwalkers are now 1. In my Malagor campaign, Surtha Ek, the Ever-Chariot, was able to confederate Wulfric, which was kind of entertaining. Warbanner, nice. Oh, probably give that to Nistra and Arahan as well. Yeah, keep going through Assyrian the Creator. Nice to have 2 extra spell singers. Deep Roots cleared again. Avalorn calls for raid. A messenger from Avalorn, court of the Everqueen Alariel, rather, has arrived with dire news. A mighty host of chaos has invaded their kingdom and seeks to burn it to the ground. The demon worshippers' masters thirst for Asura's souls, but more than that, they seek to annihilate the heirs of Anarion and destroy the vortex that prevents their return. Alariel has hastily opened up the world routes pathway to Avalorn and beseeches you for aid. Oh, it did in fact get right. Wow, who did this? Nakari? No, it's not. Huh. There's no corruption here. Wait, who did this that doesn't cause corruption? Dark? No, not Dark. Well, I guess it could be Scourge of Cain. Or does the event just do this? Ah, man. I guess we should teleport somebody here to grab the guy in Veil for ourselves real quick. Yeah. I think there's an event, though, that if you do that, the High Elves don't like you, but it sucks to be them. Oh, it's unfortunate for them to lose their capital. It's a tier 5 or 4, presumably, at this point, too. Very concerned about these guys all moving towards us now. Wait, what was the other faction that we declared war upon? These guys. How many territories do you have? 7? Oh, wow. Oh, no, wait, 4. I was looking at the Fecondites. Alright, that's fine. It's fine-ish.
Your request is reasonable.
Oh. Alright, I'm going to regret ignoring those beastmen later on, but it is what it is. You. And I really don't want to trespass in your territory, Nakai, please. Just ally. -7. How much money do you want for this? 14k. It's not worth it. Yeah, we could do this and give you 4.5k, but then we'd be at war with these guys, and frankly, a little bit worried about these guys losing all their territory, especially now that we're allied, which I'm convinced makes them weaker.
My powers are yours.
On the other hand, Dertok is probably in range of this place, and could land and then attack and quickly burn down these territories, which would certainly help. Oh, the Golden Order is fighting the orcs now? Yeah. Well, they're certainly doing a good job destroying all these. Oh, they're fighting these guys. Maybe we can ignore them. Man, that's a hard decision. I'm going to leave that to future Ruinous to decide in the next few minutes. Let's move everybody else. So first of all, Ara. How are we looking out here? Go... Well, stay in Wargrove of Woe territory. Azazel's still there, but it looks like he's too cowardly to attack. Alright. It will mean trespassing, but we could probably kill his army. Although it will be dangerous because we don't have a caster here either. Oh, if Aesrid the Forgotten comes here, we're gonna have to kill him. Or possibly Droika. They're all trying to knock poor Kislev out, but what can you do? Colas, you have completed 3 Great Forest Eagles. Let's get 1, 2... Oh, good lord, 3,000 gold per? That's on the expensive side there, game.
When do we fight?
Alright, let's do 2 for now.
Necessary.
I don't want to go overboard.
The waker of
I mean, I
trees.
do, but, you know. Yeah. And how long until we get Forest Dragons? Probably a while, eh? Alright. Dertok, I'm still thinking about that. A recruiter, you're... Hello, Ikit. I don't think we can just let you be here, man.
Mage
Although
of
if we
the
attack
faithful.
you, presumably what'll happen is you'll run away. And then where will you go? Who's he at war with? Where's he going? He's at war with Pirates of Sartosa and Arguelon. On the one hand, I don't like him being here. On the other hand, the Oak of Ages is basically undefended. Garrison's kind of terrible until it goes to high tier. What? Why don't you like... Oh, the Confederation penalty. I was like, wait a second, why do you hate us?
Alariel
No
the
trade. I guess we should attack Ikit. Ah! The High Elves are visible now. But they don't want to go for an alliance, at least not a full-fledged one. Well, nonetheless, Eataine, we will go for the defensive alliance with you.
Welcome.
Let's see what's going on out here.
You have my gratitude.
We really gotta go here quickly, but I fear that they will recolonize it before we get there, because the world routes aren't actually open because we use them. And then you, defensive alliance.
Are always welcome here.
Huh. No one caused us to fight Ariel, will it? Alariel, rather.
Serving
So
the
we'll see.
gods.
What's this? They're trying to move over here already. Alright, well. Is what it is. Anybody else want to be friends or trade? Arguelon. We should just... Ooh, Yvresse.
Swear that the
Suddenly we get a lot of diplomatic options, and we do have to look through them. And Illyrian and Cathik and... Jade Custodians are still alive? I think that's kind of impressive. Good job. How do you feel about the lizards? They seem to be okay. Alright, fine, we'll do this. Free money. We need a ludicrous amount to upgrade the oak, so yeah. Cathik.
Greetings, esteemed upon
Hey, everybody wants to be friends.
Prince of... I speak for the Phoenix King. Your will is done.
Yeah, you speak for the Phoenix King. Hopefully some of you have Phoenixes, as in the Frostheart Phoenixes. Drown, I'm gonna continue ignoring in parts of Sartosa as well. Arguelon, just go non-aggression. Oh, wait. Once we confederate them, it'll count as breaking that agreement. Ugh, yeah, I remember that nonsense, so we're not gonna. Heshwatla is down to 2 territories. I fear they're dead. As in, I fear we won't be able to revive them. Oh, and then if there's a full stack here, it's gonna go towards Plain of Dogs, which probably won't be able to defend.
at the lady's disposal.
But it is what it is. Not much we can do about it. Alrighty. Income's still not quite positive. I'm worried about Recruiter actually managing to deal with this, but what can you do?
Listen.
Recruiter. I'm gonna kill Ikit. You are going to join war against Ikit Claw, against Scryer. At least Arguelon will pay us some money. Oh! No. We don't want you losing... Oh, yes, we gotta get Paravon. Wait, okay, we will join the war. Like so. Might get some regiments of renown. Paravon gives us... Minus 4% upkeep faction-wide and capacities for those guys, so that's nice. It's real nice.
One with the forest.
Recruiter. Who do we want regiments of renown-wise in this particular army? I mean, I guess we could do the Hawkeyes of Drakira. They probably won't stay in this army, but I feel like we should put them to use. Maybe the Wardens of Sithral as well. We could also just do Eternal Guard for Orion, in combination with Wild Riders, because his army is going to be so strong that we can counteract that with having some weak units. Though at the same time, the same thing could very much be true for a Zote-heavy army. Although maybe we combine Zotes with the Wildwood Rangers instead, because they have lower melee defense. I will have to think about it. Alright, well, I'll grab the Hawkeyes of Drakira for now, and maybe Loex Tricksters. Not sure which army they're going to go in, but can make use of them here. Let's also put you into the aspect of Oak, and let's see if Ikit runs. Wait, go for Forest Calls stance. He will indeed run. In the most annoying possible fashion.
It is fated.
Alright, well, we're gonna have to... this counts as trespassing. I feel like we should have an automatic military access with all of these guys, but oh well, what can you do? Recruiter, go. Gonna have to deal with these guys and then move to help Durthu. Pyrrhic victory, and they do have that nuke. Hopefully they'll nuke the... hopefully they'll nuke these guys, go. Alrighty, here we go. Fighting Ikit Claw always feels very, very weird. Just because it always feels like not really fighting Ikit so much, or not controlling the army fighting Ikit so much as, you know, paranoidly watching the entire army for when the nukes eventually, or the nuke eventually drops. In the meantime, though, we have one unit that has a massive advantage here. The Hawkeyes of Drakira, unlike the Deepwood Scouts, have snipe, not just stalk, and thus they can fire at the enemy army or the Plague Claw catapults in this particular situation with complete impunity. The enemy doesn't know where we are, they can't fire back at us while we destroy them. And the Hawkeyes of Drakira do an absolutely ludicrous amount of damage. 233 missile strength, 4 projectiles, and bleed as well. An extremely nasty regiment of renown. That, thanks to their snipe, will take out both of the enemy artillery pieces before the enemy army can really react. I'm just gonna keep firing out. It looks like we finally get sighted at last, but a couple more volleys onto those Plague Claws, though, because they're Plague Monks, they are immune to contact effect, so the bleed didn't come in too handy there. Well, we can switch to other units. And there we are. With that, the enemy army is annoyed enough to start moving towards us. I did attempt to bait them into nuking these two Dryads by keeping them together, but alas, the enemy did not go for it. What can you do? Ikit Claw will suffer a solid half of his HP and damage to the Deepwood Scouts, but does manage to close the distance with them, and thus preventing us from firing any more at him, meaning we're going to have to hit him with the melee units instead. The extremely quick-moving Azrai War Dancers, specifically the Loex Tricksters, will move on in, while the enemy drops its nukes upon 2 of our units of Glade Guard, completely decimating them and maybe destroying them completely. Well, we were expecting it eventually, and it looks like the enemy waited to drop it on the Depth Guard. Depth Guard, I wish. Glade Guard. But what can you do? And while that nuke was dropped, Ikit did a very nice 1-2 combo, dropping the Brass Orb on top of the Loex Tricksters, on top of himself as well, and then following that up immediately with a Warp Lightning on top of himself, bringing this regiment of renown down to about 50% of their HP, which is very good use. On the bright side, though, our reinforcements have arrived, although only the Sisters of the Thorn have thus far closed the distance. That's enough to add a second cavalry unit to our numbers, as we only had the Glade Riders here. And together, these two absolutely obliterate the enemy backliners who can no longer fire. The balance of power rapidly shifts in our favor now, with it about 95%. Ikit is down to 5 or 10% of his HP and will either be shortly destroyed or simply run off the map. It doesn't really matter since he already backed off. This army will be destroyed as soon as it routs. And rout it will as the losses begin to tell. The last of the enemy units shatters. And with that, the battle is ours. Probably took a fair bit more damage than we would have liked thanks to that nuke, but it's worth it. Also, Ikit has a lovely defeat trait that gives you research rate, and I believe wins a magic power reserve, so pretty worth it on anybody. I guess maybe not so great on the recruiter, but, well, the research rate still works on the recruiter. So it's something. Frankly, it's a defeat trait that, well, otherwise, few defeat traits would be as helpful on a recruiter. And though Gorbad's defeat rate is bad, recruit ranks, I guess that would be not so bad on the recruiter as well. But anyway, decisive victory, the last of the Plague Monks, unbreakable as they are, go down, and with that the battle is truly ours. Nice. Alright, there we go. The 2 units of Glade Guard did take a nuke to the face, but it looks like they survived, if only just barely so. Not that we really would have cared about, you know, Glade Guard units, especially here. The Hawkeyes of Drakira, though, did absolutely insanely, but, you know, they're Way Watchers, and they're a regiment of renown of Way Watchers, so of course they did. And we're able to knock out the enemy catapults before the enemy could do anything, and ooh, 2k or full heal. Considering there are more rats around, I'm gonna say take the full heal. We still have to deal with these guys. I'm gonna hope that they can't knock out Durthu, but it does depend on if there's another army here. Oh, wow. You have garbage garrison, too. Oh, no, that's not good. Not good at all. What is good, though, is the Ikit Claw defeat trait. I'm certainly gonna put to that. Put that to good use. Oh, man. I wanted to march stance forward, but then they would ambush stance us, and we can't deal with it right now, so I think we're just going to have to sit here like this and wait and see what happens with Durthu and just hope that he doesn't die. Also, we'll have to continue recruiting, but we can't do that. At least this place has a good garrison and won't fall to anything, at least not quickly or easily. Sceolan. Right, alright, the decision. Do we go to Sartor? Okay, I was worried that you were going to grab Sartorn. Do we go to Sartorn? Do we knock these guys out? Really wanted that defensive alliance with the lizards. I think we're just going to have to wait. Which means you, Dare Talk. Not you, Tech Thief. Although, you can feel free to steal tech from these guys. Dare Talk, you're going to move through Cornate territory then. Like so, and move through it on the way to Sartorn. Gotta get that magical forest. Go into ambush stance just so that these guys don't know you're here. They are recruiting and ooh. Looks like this place was damaged by something. Huh. Black telemetron array, some kind of lizard thing, I assume. And judging by the settlement type as well. Anyway, you are gonna go right here and you're gonna land, unfortunately, in lizard territory, so they'll be salty about it. Hopefully they'll be reasonably happier after we give them hidden landing. I mean, I guess we could preemptively do it. It'll cost us 300 gold per turn, though. Which ain't so great.
You need me?
Huh. Yeah, alright, you have no choice. Go here, and 3 turns until World Roots. Okie dokie, you're good at Sisters of Twilight. Yes, you were outside of Forest of Arnheim again. Let us sack it. Again. And back off. That's a little bit more... I'm gonna be a while dropping all that, dropping all that control. But anyway, in camp so that you can heal to full and then head to Arnheim. Alrighty, and then we'll get Colas to move to back you up in a couple of turns, which should be nice. Otherwise, I don't believe that there is anything, and I don't want to spend our money. We're at minus 3.6k, which is getting rather severe. And we also got to go to Gaian Vale in 3 turns, which I guess is where we're going to try and send Sceolan. maybe a good idea to take Nakari's speed defeat trait while we're at it. So while we're here, while on Ulthuan, maybe grab the Shrine of Cain as well, which is more income from post-battle loot. And
Mother of the Dark Convent.
Kakara doesn't have the Sword of... Who does have the Sword of Cain? Maybe it hasn't been drawn. Not that I think it would be worth our time to draw it, because it would be a lot of negatives. We do have a... We do have this available to us as well. Anyway, I think with that, we are ready to end the turn and end the episode. Let's just see if anything interesting happens over the course of the end turn. Just out of curiosity. Oh, and I'm pretty sure the man-eaters are going to be coming as well. I mean, just generally speaking, Groth man boobs is coming here. Yeah, we're gonna need some anti-large. Maybe that's how we'll specialize Orion. We'll see. Join war against the Scourge of Cain. We probably will, but not right now. We're busy. I don't want them sailing to the Sisters of Twilight territory. Yeah, man, we're fighting all over the world now. And that's just going to increase as we get more territories. And hopefully we can rescue regular Kislev from Azazel and from whoever else is out there. Remains to be seen. But by the looks of it, we've got some very, very interesting fights ahead, which makes me excited. Oh, I was going to name stuff, and then I forgot. We'll do it next episode. I'll just do a bigger pile of naming next episode. And somebody's got to win this fight over Nippon at some point. Acolytes of the Keeper are attacking Avalorn. Sure, enter war inside of Ala. And Ala begins outpost construction. Confederation, Nagrand, and Clarkaron has Shroudla destroyed. That does mean that there is a stack here. Meaning we might need to actually move away from Arnheim, briefly, take out the stack, reclaim Plain of Dogs, and then deal with it. Engineers Guild expedition destroyed as well. Diplomatic relations with High Elves and construction cost reduction, forced encounter here. They did fail to take out Durthu, which is great. And I take it you guys aren't at war with them? You are not. Oh, just other Wood Elves, come on. Why are you useless? But anyway, there's a lot of stuff to do, and I'm not going to go over it all. Just more Wood Elves next time, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially to Threshold. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.